The cowboy who called her bluff. The wind carried dust across the empty plains, swirling around the little town of Rattlesnake Ridge, a place where rumors traveled faster than horses and people believed everything except the truth. And the biggest rumor of the season was simple. The new schoolteacher was untouchable. No man dared get too close, no cowboy lingered too long, and everyone knew why. Her warning was famous. Touch me, and I'll leave. Her name was Evelyn Hart, a young woman with fire in her eyes and a past she never talked about. She wasn't fragile, just tired of being broken by the world. She had rebuilt herself with rules, walls, and boundaries as tall as the mountains themselves. But this is the West. And in the West, some men don't run from challenges. One of them was Cole Maddox, a rancher with a reputation as wild as the Mustangs he tamed. People said he feared nothing, not storms, not gunmen, not loneliness. But when he first saw Evelyn walking down Main Street, books against her chest and sun in her hair, Cole felt something he'd never felt before. Nervous. The kind of nervous that made a cowboy forget how to breathe. A warning sharp as a knife. Cole first approached her outside the general store. She caught him staring, really staring, and paused. "You need something, cowboy?" she asked, her voice cool as river stone. "Just admiring the day," Cole answered, tipping his hat. "The sunshine's bright." "It was," she replied. "Until you stepped in the way." The townsfolk froze. Evelyn wasn't cruel, she was careful. Cole smiled. "Guess that means I got your attention." Her eyes flashed like struck flint. "I'll say this once," Evelyn said, stepping closer. "You touch me, even by accident, and I'll leave this town. I've done it before. I'll do it again." Her voice trembled, not with fear but with memory. Cole nodded slowly, reading her pain like a map. "Well," he said softly, "it's a good thing I don't aim to touch anything that'll break." And he walked away. The whole town buzzed for a week. The cowboy didn't flirt. The teacher didn't bend. It was a silent standoff everyone secretly enjoyed. But destiny in the West doesn't knock, it kicks the door down. A fire in the night. One stormy night, Cole was riding home when he saw smoke rising from the schoolhouse. Flames climbed the walls, crackling through the night sky. Without hesitation, Cole jumped off his horse, tore a plank from the side wall, and smashed through a burning window. Inside, Evelyn was coughing, trapped under a collapsed shelf. She looked up in shock. You shouldn't be here." "Yeah, well," Cole grunted, lifting the heavy wood, "fire doesn't care about warnings." He grabbed her arm. For a heartbeat, the world froze. Her rule, her warning, her fear, his hand. She stared at him like he was holding her heart instead of her wrist. She expected him to let go, to step back. But Cole's grip tightened. Not to possess, but to protect. "Come on, schoolteacher," he said gently, "I ain't letting you burn." He pulled her out the window just as the roof collapsed behind them. Outside, still coughing, Evelyn looked at her arm where he'd held her. "You touched me," she whispered. Cole wiped soot from his brow. "And you're alive, Cole." She stepped back. "I warned you." And she ran. Not away from him, but away from herself. The woman who wanted to disappear. By sunrise, Evelyn was packing. Just like she'd promised. She folded quiet clothes, the same books, the same hidden postcards from the life she'd escaped. She kept touching the place on her wrist where Cole held her, almost angry that it didn't hurt. A knock came at the door. Cole, hat in hand, dust on his boots, eyes tired. "I ain't here to stop you," he said, softly. "You wanna leave, you go ahead." She swallowed. "Then why come?" "Because no one should run from a man who saved him." "That's not why I'm running," she whispered. He stepped inside. "Then tell me why." She took a long breath. "I was engaged once," she said. "To a man who used affection like a chain. Every time he touched me, he owned another piece of me. When I finally escaped, I swore no one would ever have that kind of power again." Cole's jaw tightened, but not in anger. "I ain't looking to own you, Evelyn," he said softly. "Just want to know you." "You touched me," she repeated, eyes filling. "You broke the rule. Then make a new one." His voice was steady. "A rule where you get to choose who gets close." She looked at him, trembling. "And if I choose wrong again? Then I'll help you run," Cole whispered. "Not because I want you to leave, but because you deserve to feel safe." Her heart cracked open in the gentlest way. For the first time in years, she didn't feel hunted. She felt seen. The Bluff called. 3 days passed. Evelyn stayed in town. But she avoided Cole. Not because he scared her, but because he didn't. One evening, she found him fixing the broken fence near the schoolhouse. "Cole," she said quietly. He didn't look up. "Evenin', I'm not leaving." He kept hammering. "But I can't figure out why." He finally turned, eyes warm. "Because you realized something. I didn't break your rule." "You did." Her breath hitched. "You let me touch you," he added. "You trusted me before you even knew it." He leaned back against the fence, wiping sweat from his brow. "Look," he said gently, "I ain't pushin'. And I ain't askin' for anything that scares you. But I'll call your bluff every time you try to run from good things." She stepped closer, dangerously close. "You think you're a good thing?" she asked. He smirked. "I think I could be, for the right woman." Evelyn's heart thundered. She reached out, hesitant, trembling, and touched his hand. A choice. Her choice. "I'm terrified," she whispered. "So am I," he admitted. "But maybe," she said, voice breaking, "maybe this time I don't want to run." Cole didn't pull her close. He didn't kiss her. He just wrapped his pinky around hers. A small promise. A gentle one. A safe one. A new beginning in Rattlesnake Ridge. As weeks passed, the town noticed changes. Cole smiled more. Evelyn laughed more. They walked side by side, never rushing, never pushing, always choosing. One day, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Evelyn stood outside Cole's ranch. She looked at him, eyes soft. "You know," she said, "I threatened to leave if anyone touched me." "Yep. But you touched me in a way I didn't expect." He raised a brow. "That's so. You didn't take anything from me," she whispered. "You gave something back." Cole stepped closer, slow and steady. "And what's that?" "A reason to stay." He swallowed hard. "Ain't every day a cowboy gets called a reason." She smiled. "Then tonight might be your lucky night." Cole took her hand, open, gentle, no fear in it. She didn't pull away. Not this time. Not ever again. The bluff that changed the West. People in Rattlesnake Ridge still talk about them. About the schoolteacher who warned the world not to touch her, and the cowboy who proved that love isn't about touching someone's skin. It's about touching their heart. And sometimes, calling the bluff they didn't know they wanted you to call.